1395, Adelaide's 5AA. This is Kerry Ackermans.
Talked about a wide variety of topics today, and one of those is about profiling South Australia and showing us off to our best. So we're going to be speaking to Matt Hale, who owns a business called Barossa Outdoors, kayaks and e-bikes. Hello, Matt. How are you?
I'm good, Kerry. How are you?
Good, thank you. I did mention that we'd hear that accent, so maybe you would like to tell the listeners where that's from.
Certainly. Born and raised in Northern Ireland through my early adult life, and then we emigrated over to Scotland. And then about 9 years ago, we decided enough of the cold weather and off to sunny South Australia. That's where we've called home.
And we're certainly putting on some good weather now. So, Matt, you have lived in a lot of places in South Australia, but you've settled in the Barossa. Why the Barossa?
Yes, so we've lived in a lot of outback areas that have had really really good communities, really strong communities, and that was really nice to see and for us to sort of see those environments. And then we Williamstown came across us, and an opportunity came up, and we came down to Williamstown in the south end of the Barossa. And yeah, we were just taken aback by everything, the forest. We've got native forest here, pine forest plantations to walk through, reservoirs we can go kayaking and canoeing, trails that you can go for a hike. The hikes and trail even comes through here as well. So we were just taken aback with just how much it was on offer to get out in the outdoors in this area.
And how did you get into the kayaks and the e-bikes?
Yeah, so I guess it's just from driving up and down Warren Road, just outside Williamstown, and seeing the water there, and also at South Para, which is on the other side of Williamstown. There's another reservoir here called Barossa Reservoir, but Warren and South Para were recently, only going back a couple of years now, opened for kayaking, canoeing, fishing, and some trails as well. So once they were open, I sort of had a light bulb moment to try to provide kayaks so that people could get out and enjoy it if they didn't have their own kayak.
Because it is a lot to take them. You need trailers. They're quite bulky, aren't they?
Yeah, the things have got, I guess, a little bit easier with inflatable kayaks. Certainly, what we're trying to do is make it convenient for people so whenever they arrive with us, everything's set up for them. The kayaks are ready to go. They get the life vest, the paddles there, and they get a bit of instruction of where the best spots are if they're going for fishing or if they just want to go spotting for koalas, things like that. And yeah, so we try to take care of all that, give them a little bit of instruction, because some people haven't kayaked for a while. It's been 20 or 30 years. Some people are, the last time they were in school camp, so we sort of go over things and make sure people are comfortable before they set off.
And do you have to wear some special gear, Matt?
You must wear a life vest, yes. That's the key bit of equipment, and we stress that to everybody, not to take the chance of not wearing a life vest. We like to say it's a little bit like having a seatbelt. You hope that you never need it, but that one time you might need it, it's better to have it on. So that's the one thing that we stress about, and also it's part of the compliance for SA Water to use their property. They ask for it to be used in the reservoir.
And now you're also doing the mountain bikes as well. Is that a secondary part to the business, or did you do it at the same time?
No, that was a secondary part of our business. That was supported through a grant from Department of Environment and Water about a year and a half ago. So we've got 6 mountain e-bikes, which are a bit different than your normal e-bikes. They've got very thick, low-pressure tires, which give you really good traction on loose trails and gravel. They're sort of with the beginner in mind, like all our stuff is. So there's only one ring, really, that you need to use gears, rather than a standard bike would have 2. And then you modulate your speed or the level of assistance you need with a little push button. So it's all very straightforward and easy.
So if you ride a normal bike, you can ride one of these?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, if anything, it would be easier because of the width of those tires. It would be about twice, if not 2.5 times the normal width of a mountain bike. So it gives you even more balance and traction on the trail.
And what about children? If you're coming up as a family, are there bikes for the kids as well?
Yeah, at the moment this year, because it's our first year of running the e-bikes, we just want to see how we go and how people get on with the e-bike. my son, who's 12, has no problem going on them, but we've sort of capped it at the moment just for adults only. But we'd anticipate next season that we'd be able to offer it for kids that can capably ride their own bike.
And whereabouts are the trails? Are they through forests? You've got marked out tracks, or do people need to put in their GPS? How does it work?
Yeah, well, since the reservoir's opened, both SA Water and Forestry and national parks as well, which is not far away, and sometimes there's overlapping areas. But certainly SA Water and Forestry, they've just made so many track improvements, and they've linked tracks. So, you can go, from one end of Mount Crawford all the way over towards Para Ware Conservation Park, and it's either by, hiking track or by mountain bike. So there's considerable amount of effort that's been made to develop those tracks and make them suitable for cycling and for hiking.
You were talking when we had a chat prior to you coming on about the reservoir and how important it is that people get involved in having their voice. Can you just tell the listeners about this community consultation?
Yeah, so Reservoirs SA are looking for information from people to see what they want and what they want to be developed with reservoirs, or just their ideas. So that's an online questionnaire. So if people Google reservoirs.sa.gov.au, they should find access to that questionnaire and be able to feed back the public consultations, and that could shape the facilities that are used at the reservoirs and potentially the access there and everything else. So it's really, I really encourage people, if they like what they've got now and they see and they've got an idea, to put that idea down and through Reservoirs SA.
What ideally would you like to see happen with the reservoirs, Matt?
Oh, I don't know. I think I'm pretty lucky at the moment. We can do our kayaks, our hiking, and our e-bikes, so I'm really happy with that. I think the main thing for me, just as you've given this opportunity, Kerry, is just to make people aware of what you've got in your backyard. We're 30 minutes from the northern suburbs, or 15 minutes outside of Gawler, less than an hour from Adelaide, and we've got all these really good places in South Australia that are just on our doorstep. So no matter what level of fitness you have, or if it's been a long time, or you're getting over an injury, there'll be something that'll work for you. And it's look, there's no better medicine in my book than just getting out there in nature.
Absolutely. And Matt, what's the name of the business?
So my business is called Barossa Outdoors, and that incorporates Barossa Kayak Hire and Barossa E-Bike Hire and Tours. And
that's what people look up. So how do they find you then?
Yeah. Just either using the good old Google, or they can just type in the website barossaoutdoors.com.au.
Do you need to book a long way ahead, Matt? Is it something that you can just arrive in the Barossa and decide to do?
Yeah, you can do that. We do. We're pretty friendly. We have a 1 hour cutoff, so as long as somebody has booked before the hour before that session starts, they'll get a spot. We do recommend for busy days, like we've got the public holiday coming up with Australia Day, and that's filling up pretty fast, that people book ahead quite early. But yeah, the main thing is if you want to go kayaking, is you look for a good day when there's not very much wind and you're guaranteed the best conditions then. But e-biking you can do rain or shine.
Oh, it sounds great. Well, been talking to Matt Howell. His business is Barossa Outdoors. Beautiful part of the world. I gather you've fallen in love with it after all the places you've lived in.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's taken us a while, I guess, 46 years to find a place to call home. But yes, we're very much settled here, and they're a great, friendly community in Williamstown as well.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the program today, Matt. Appreciate it.
No problem. Take care.
Thank you. So if you're looking to do some kayaking or hire a e-mountain bike up in the Barossa, look up Matt's organisation, Barossa Outdoors. Certainly has lived a lot of places, so isn't that great? He's decided to call South Australia home for one, and the Barossa.